to my sisters in Islam. Everyone's asking, hey, why don't you have a man? But what they fail to realize is that this is no fairy tale. I will not fall in love with the very first guy that looks into my eyes. Don't get me wrong, it's not the men I despise, it's the system that oppresses women, making them feel like they can only be seen and not heard, and that makes them frown. Making you believe that your job is to clean and be cooks, making you feel inferior because you pursue an education and read those books. The blame is upon society for looking at her body and not her piety. Turn on the TV and look online. Women getting attention for showing off everything from their toes to their hairline. Yes, you have free will. Do what you want. Your body is yours, but really, who are you getting those breast implants and that butt lift for? My worth is not placed on how much skin I expose, and my worth is not placed on how seductive I can pose. Don't slide into my DMs asking for pics in the PM, and my heart feels heavy and torn, thinking about the girls treated like slaves since they were born. Ladies, it's time we build our confidence, build our self-esteem. Remember, you deserve respect. You are a beautiful sunbeam. Know who you are and try to stay away from those trying to take advantage. Find your passion, find your purpose, find those that uplift you. I believe in you. I know you can manage. Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. Okay. So, that was another poem that I wrote. Usually, sometimes I randomly just get inspiration, and I'd started this poem actually a week ago, but I just finished it yesterday because I was at a Muslim women's leadership, mentorship weekend. It's about spirituality, it's about bonding with your sisters, it's about being outdoors in the nature and doing like things like canoeing and playing soccer and flag football, things and activities that as Muslim women we don't necessarily have the freedom to do because we do have to be modest and cover our bodies, and there's not really spaces that are just all women to be able to freely do that. And another thing that I was thinking about is this poem is for you guys, for my sisters, and you don't even necessarily have to be a woman, to be a Muslim woman for this poem to speak to you. It's just about how society looks at women as being housewives, as being just somebody to take care of their children, and thinking that, and then on the opposite end of that, women being treated as objects, things, bodies, using their bodies to sell a product, using their bodies to just use them. Like, I've come across, people in my life that just viewed me as somebody that they could just use and abuse. And I just thought when I was writing this that it's time we stop taking people's ish, I'm not gonna swear, but it's just, you gotta sometimes, what I've realized is I have this tendency to be very nice towards people, and it's because I want to please others, and I think a lot of young women have that tendency, especially when it comes to a man coming into their life and they really like this guy and they want to do everything to keep this guy happy and to keep that guy in their life. And it's really, really sad because we're young, we're naive, we have this tendency to want to please others, to make others happy, put ourselves last. And I was really thinking about how, at this retreat, when you build such a great bond of sisterhood, of a community of friends and family that support you, and they're kind of like your protectors and your people that you can go to when somebody comes into your life and you start feeling like, okay, they're doing some shady stuff, they are giving me bad vibes, they're making me uncomfortable and trying to ask for me to do this or do that, and I'm not okay with it. But if you have like these great group of friends and these family members that really understand you, they're not going to judge you if you go and tell them, hey, like this is the situation that's going on. They genuinely care for you and they don't want you to get taken advantage of. Trust me, I know what it's like being young and wanting to just be in a relationship or have these best friends, and so you just do everything for these people, and these people do not feel the same way about you. They're literally just using you. And I've come to realize over the years that building a good relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and really focusing my time and energy into building that relationship with Allah, like Allah will protect me and He will be there for me. And if I go to Him and turn to Him when I'm confused about a situation or confused about, a guy that enters my life or even a friend that enters my life or what to do in certain situations, having that prayer to ask Him and asking Him to bring people that are supportive into my life that will protect me from people who want to manipulate me, people who want to take advantage of me, people who just overall do not have good intentions for being in my life. It has made me so much more happier, and I've realized that I cannot let someone come into my life or continue to be in my life if I know they're not good for me, or if I know that they're not bringing anything to the table. And it's not to say like bringing something to the table like they have to like pay for things for me or take me places or do things for me. No, it's just more about how are we in this friendship or in this relationship going to uplift each other, going to encourage each other, going to sincerely care about our well-being in this life and the hereafter. Then I just don't see the point of having this person in my life. And it sounds very harsh, but sometimes it's better to let things go, and being able to truly be you without having to pretend to be somebody you're not or do things you're not comfortable with, you'll be so much happier. And it's like this weight that's lifted off your shoulders. I was thinking about the other day how the fact that, not too long ago, I had to be different people. Like, depending on who I was with, I had to put up this persona and this front just to be cool, or so that the people that I'm with, like, think that I'm think that I'm one of them and think that, I'm down with it and I can, I gotta sound really old, that I can do what they do and basically just not care and like live my life. But deep down I felt guilty and I felt like alone and I felt like I just was not my true self with those people. And I didn't hate or disrespect or want necessarily to cut those friendships or relationships, but at the end of the day, it's what's best for you and for that other person, because that other person deserves somebody who can be their true self around them and will put into that relationship the same energy that you're putting into it and that they're putting into it. So at the end of the day, it's just about being your authentic self, giving gratitude for what you do have, and that honestly will make you feel less likely to seek out unhealthy relationships because you're grateful for what you already have. And your authentic self, you're strong, you're confident, you're a beautiful woman, you have passions, you have interests, you have hobbies. And once you focus that and figure out what those things are, it'll be so much easier to weed out the good and bad people that are coming into your life. And I sincerely hope and pray that you are protected from anyone trying to manipulate you or take advantage of you, or difficult or toxic relationships in your life, because as a working woman or as a mom or as a wife, whatever role or title that you're taking on in the community, you don't want to add toxic relationships into more stress of what you're already doing. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I didn't talk too long. And if you guys ever need anything, again, my social media is in the link. And, may Allah be with you. Assalamu alaikum, guys. You got this. You can do it.